Now then everybody, it's Dan from homephysique.com. So I got an email from John. John is a pretty long time subscriber of mine, so I appreciate that, mate. Basically, he's just asked a few questions. There's about 3 here to go for. First one is it's quite something that people have different opinions on, and it's usually quite strong between the two different types of people, and that is basically, well, the way you've spelled it, mate, you've called it, do you rate the Nike Romaleos? But no. Do I rate the Nike Romaleos? Well, it says, what are the sizes like? Currently I use Converse or an old pair of Merrell Bare foot trainers. Are they worth the cash? Like I say, there's usually quite a fine divide between people that prefer these, which are actually the cheap Lee Cooper ones from sportsdirect.com, because I'm a tight ass, or these, the Nike Romaleos. These cost £8, and these cost, I think they were 170 quid. I know we get raped more being in the UK because they've got to ship these fuckers in, so just take that into account. Now, the things that you've got to take into account with these, the Romaleos, is I don't care what anybody says that loves these are a lot more stable than these. There's no giving them, there's no nothing. Yep, these are a very solid shoe, and you can tell, but the thing is that sole is a hell of a lot squishier than that. You cannot even compress that, it is rock hard. It doesn't move at all. Now, that being said, I do like squatting in flat shoes like this, and I think as long as you've got the mobility to do it, mainly dorsiflexion, then there's no problem with using them. If you can't, say you can't get deep because you've got shit dorsiflexion, don't run out and buy a pair of these to try and overcome it, because all you're doing is just masking a problem. What you need to do is work on the root cause. Now, I can squat deep with flat shoes, but I prefer to use these just because they feel a lot more stable. Not because I paid what I paid for them. To be honest, there was a time where I stuck these up there and I didn't even use them. And do you want to know the reason for that? Is because I would say I bought a size just a little bit too tight. If I remember right, I bought these in an 8, which is my shoe size normally. Yeah. Now, when I was buying these, people said to go, if you're going to compare them to the Adipowers, people said to buy a size or half a size bigger for the Adipowers. What I looked into for the Romaleos, people just said get your normal shoe size. They said that the Romaleos are a little bit of a wider fit, which is good because I've got wide feet, and that was the reason why I went from the Adipowers are a lot narrower. And my experience of Adidas trainers in the past is that they are quite tight on my feet. So I went for these. I should have got an 8.5, right? They're too tight on my feet and they cramped me. But there is a reason. You get 2 pairs of insoles. You get these bad boys here that are a lot thicker and a lot more like shapy and shit, if that's going to be a good word. And you get one that's really thin. Now, my understanding is that the really thin one is for competition use, i.e. it's a lot more, there's less movement, you know, because this is a slight bit more spongy, whereas that one is just rock hard. I took these out and put these in and now they fit. So obviously this was just too much for my toes. It was causing me to get cramp in my little toes all the time, and that's no good when you're squatting. So now that I've put them in there, I can wear these perfectly and fine. To be honest, you can even take the insoles out altogether. You might cause a little bit of damage to the shoe, but they fit a hell of a lot better when you do that as well, so that's another thing to take into account. Would I recommend you go out and buy these? If you want some, yeah, go for it. Like I said, if you can squat fine in flat shoes and you're getting proper depth and they're not causing you any problems, then there's no reason to be rinsing any money on these unless you want a super duper stable shoe, because that's what they are. They are more stable than those, and that's just my opinion on it. There's a whole thing about people using £5 plates, which you can use, that's fine, but the thing is that these are a lot more convenient than having to step back with a shit ton of weight on your back trying to find £5 plates, which can be quite annoying / dangerous. So you've got to take that into account. Although I've done it, so there's no big deal. Me personally, like I say, if you are gonna, if you feel that you want us to upgrade your footwear and you fancy trying them out, then yeah, go for it. But don't think that you need them for squatting in at all, because you don't. They will help you on your front squats to stay more upright. Because even I've seen people that say that you only need flat shoes, and when I've seen them doing front squats and they're so far forward it's just amazing how they don't drop the weight. So, you know, whereas with these, your foot position will be a little bit more forward, so as you come down you'll be able to stay a lot more upright, but that's just the whole point of them. So, but again, you can use the 5 pound plate for that. Anyway, rambling. Anyway, there you go, thanks for watching. I'm going to do the other questions in another video, simply because this has gone on too long. So please like, share it with friends, subscribe if you're not already, and check out that other video. Cheers now.